Greetings everyone, Napoleon Complex here and welcome to Medieval Total War Viking Invasion. So today we are playing the Vikings and I want to play this with a particular kind of theme with specific objectives in mind. And I have a strategy in mind that will make this usually rather easy campaign a bit more interesting. So we're going to go through two phases in this campaign. A phase is Raiders and then a phase is Empire Builders. In the raiding phase, and I'll just start to implement this now, we're going to send our navy out. So we split these up into raiding vessels, like so. Hand pick commanders. Let's see. 1, 2. Okay, so you see there's no point in having this commander out in the middle of the ocean because the Anglo-Saxon vessels can't get out that far anyway. I'm going to pick my poorest commanders in my navy to be the ones to guard the ocean crossing and the crossing from Jutland and Hordaland. Okay. But my best navies, one group is going to threaten Fib and another group is going to threaten, let's think about this quickly. I'm going to descend upon the Scottish capital, but the rest of my navy, this great fleet of ships, I think that's it, is going to head around the North Sea. So we'll collect our troops together. What we're going to do is we're going to hit the Pictish capital, and then we're going to work our way around the west coast. We're going to hit Dalriada and take down the Scots. I might also go after Seal and Lothian while I'm in range, just to take out their agriculture. We are going to then work our way down. We're going to hit Brega, that's the Irish capital. Then Powys, that's the Welsh capital. I completely butchered that pronunciation. And in the final stage of the raiding campaign, we're also going to attack Dorset and Wessex. And we're going to cut our way up, coming up through to Mearth. Then ultimately we're going to burn our way all the way through to Derry here. And that is going to be our battle plan. Now let's assign someone to hold down possession of that's a perfect. That's actually someone who'd be very good for Hordaland. But let's take a look, just in case you've got a level 5 general and something. Oh no, that's fine. So, you can take Hordaland. That goes as a good commander too. And you can take Jutland. Now, early on, my plan is, normally I would go, well, you know what, let's go for a troops plan for now. But my plan is ultimately to build up Hordaland and Jutland into into a greatly developed homelands. I want to develop my homelands as well. So that is in the back of my mind. Disloyal generals. I don't know how I'll survive. And we're going to hit, let's take a look. Not particularly well guarded. We're going to hit Fib and Monoth in the same turn. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to continue to bring my ships around to your Sentire. And that will put Dalriada in range of us. So, and we'll build some watchtowers as well. That should allow me to raise the tax rate. Not quite. No, let's keep things under control. I don't want to burn through my starting fund. No, we should be able to do this to maintain building from looting. So we pulled off from Monoth. That's fine. We've taken everything. We've taken 3,000 florins, and we've taken Feb. That's fine. That's all. Oh, they've come under siege. Right, that might interfere with my plans a little bit. And there's a famine, so we're likely to have rebellion as well. Okay, well, we can't burn the place if we don't attack. Let's see, and at some point I'm going to have to extend my naval cordon, because we're going to have to abandon this northern route and actually break our link to Scandinavia. So this is causing me a problem. How much am I going to need to storm this place? Let's see, 60 and 100. Hold on, I need to take this. Right, we're back. And I'm missing the obvious. We can march through to Dalriada from that side. Okay, and let's see if I bring troops forward here to keep the garrison to... Except that's not really a good idea, is it? Because we're going to we're going to provoke a massive revolt if we stay here. I'm going to end the siege, and what we'll do is we are going to hop around the coast, and we're going to strike Dalriada as planned. Obviously, we need to be able to get ourselves out of there, so... see, this is the problem. I have no reserve of ships now. I can move this group around here, and that allows me to just about stretch around to the Muir Cantire and keep our links. And you can see that we're now down here. But these ships will have to leave next turn to be somewhere else. So we'll bring the reinforcements around. And now let's start to build up Jutland, because I want to build this great empire up. And we're going to go for a warrior hold, and in Hordaland I'm going to go for a... Yeah, let's go for a metalsmith. Let's make our infantry even more deadly, but at some point I'm going to want to go for a boat builder. Right, next turn. Now the Scots are fighting, so we're facing two princes. But we've got our own king. I think we can do this no problem. So, on model for Scotland, of course, we are fighting at the base of a giant mountain which the enemy controls. Right. I'm not going to fight the kind of battle the Scots want me to fight. Let's pull back a little bit and get away from those archers. And we're going to have to work our way along this ridge. Now, I've got my Viking huscarls, and unfortunately, I don't like using these units because they are irreplaceably good. But I think we're going to have to deploy them here. Because I really don't have anyone else who can take on those fearsome knights. I could use the thralls. I mean, they are spearmen, but I don't think they'll stand up very well against royal bodyguards. On the other hand, when else am I going to use the thralls in a situation like that? They're not good against enemy infantry. And so I may as well use them against a force that they have an advantage against. But as you'd expect, thralls who have been handed weapons by their masters are not going to make very effective soldiers. The other thing is that those are Highland clansmen. Okay, never mind. We are going to lead with the Viking huscarls. I might be better off leading with my carls, but I don't have enough experience of this campaign of using the Viking army to say if that's a good idea. But I have used carls enough to know that they're not immortal. March. Unfortunately, we are moving in this awkward single file formation, but that's because high ground is incredibly important in this game, and we do not want to lose it, even if it means attacking on a narrow front. The other thing is I don't want to get too high above the enemy army, otherwise they'll probably just run off and take up position on another hill. In preparation, those archers I'm going to spread out. Well, I'm not relying entirely upon my armor, which is good. These troops are very well armored. Right, move. Everyone else follow them in. Close up! Go for the banners, men! Don't let them allow thralls into combat with them. If the king wants to withdraw, I'll be happy with that. I'm here for the military infrastructure. I don't actually want to destroy the Scottish kingdom, then I have to deal with a massive rebellion that comes when they re-emerge 10 years later. And unfortunately, it looks like they're heading for the hills. This withdrawal behaviour. Not that I can blame them. Right, we'll take their archers then. Engage it well. This is a broken army. I want revenge for my 27 irreplaceable huscarls. The archers did a surprising amount of damage. I managed to bring down 11 of my thralls. And they're probably going to hide in their castle. I'm going to end up wiping out the Scots, aren't I? Oh well. I think you're safe to go up to maximum speed and then this happens. Well, I'm certainly very happy to divest the Scots of those veteran Highland clansmen. Oh, one thing I missed out on. Well, there are no buildings on this map. But if you burn a building on the battle map, you get a ton of gold for it. Let's just speed this up. We're done here. Okay. And now let's take this assault through. I'm here for your farmlands, which for some reason we couldn't pillage outside the settlement. Guess that would make our lives a little bit too easy as Vikings. Well, you want to spread out when you're attacking a wall, because that means that more soldiers can get in contact with it, and it brings it down more quickly. But yes, metalheads that they are, a part of my group will be going straight through the open front gate. In hindsight, this should probably have been the group of 60 men, not a group of 120. Yeah, the wedge formation might actually help here. Yeah, the thralls aren't leading the charge. Where are those archers? Where are they firing from? They are taking... Okay. Let's bring the thralls into the settlement now. Seriously, there were 160 men guarding this settlement. Where are their archers? Oh, they're going to have to go all the way around the back. Right, you lot start destroying things. Or you could stand around like lemons. Move! Can you burn it down any faster? Soldiers doing some kind of frenzied tap dance instead of advancing. Yeah, I don't think that we're going to get the flank attack here. Let's just let those troops finish the job. And we'll burn, I don't know, this hut or something.
And even now his body is being borne
Hopefully we'll eventually start causing some casualties, some damage. Loud. Finally, right. Now the burn down the warrior hold. Have we caused any damage to that hut yet? Okay, fine. It's indestructible. Go and burn down something tasteful instead. There we go. That's more like a Viking raid. Okay, so obviously these are indestructible, so we're not going to bother burning down everything else. Or even if they're not indestructible, I don't have that much time. Let's go and find our archers since they've obviously hidden outside of the settlement. What are you doing? Hurry up! They've got themselves so stuck around that house they can't move. Alright, luckily I have another unit to take care of this. I'm glad to see our soldiers are taking this with the urgency that is required. Maybe it's boggy ground or something. Right, close up. Cue the Benny Hill music. Actually, I'm sick of Benny Hill. Cue sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. Now here's the interesting thing, if the enemy are outside of their settlement walls, I believe they just rout off the field. Or maybe not. I wish I'd used the Viking thralls to cut them off now. The warrior hold burning in the background is a nice touch. Let's see if they've managed to burn down that house in the time it takes us to chase their archers back to the stronghold. Oh, the house is actually taking damage. Okay. Okay, the archers are now actually back in the settlement, and the house has only taken 38% damage. I would hold back and let the destruction go ahead, but we are currently under fire. I can hold back from one man. Of course, if he's stupid enough to run into our spears... Oh, there we go. Okay, so we at least get the money from destroying the warrior's hold. And there we go. Big whack of money from that. And a bunch of ransom. And a revolt. And another revolt. And a famine as well. Oh, wait. Okay, in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have taken the ships away. We'll have to march through Dalriada. And, right, okay. So we'll take a trip to the Irish capital next. And, then we'll, yeah. Trip over to Ireland. And I forgot to actually start training soldiers here. Let's go for lots of Viking landsmen. And, actually, occasionally train some archers. Right, we've got our hold here. Let's start building some military infrastructure. Actually, no, I want to go for naval infrastructure in Jutland. Maybe taking Brega. And, okay, 2,100. Scots revolt. I just realised I didn't actually manage to take Dalriada. Oh, great. It's actually annoying me enough that I'm tempted to restart. You know what? No. We are going to keep them under siege in Brega. That's only Cairns. I'll finish the siege in Brega, but I'm going to send one of my commanders back to Scotland to settle this revolt, and then we're going to take the fortified village itself. So we're standing our ground here. And I'm still building that stockade, aren't I? So nothing left to do here. This time we've got the help, but the fat lot of good it will do is given that they've got archers. well, it will do us a lot of good actually. It means that their archers are going to be much less effective. But it does mean we're going to have to charge downhill. Let's see. I think this hill here is definitely the best place to set up. Because we'll be charging all the way downhill. There's no risk of them managing to get back above us from this direction. And it's raining. It looks like the enemy garrison hasn't come out to play. If they keep this up, they're not going to get a chance to shoot.
General is dead, unfortunately slain before the pox could kill him.
Right, they're on archer chasing duty. Just carry it straight on into the attack. Oh, they're all running away anyway. Yeah, not much can stop you in the early game, especially if you decide to bully poor old Scotland and Pictland first. The Picts and Scots really don't have any answer to the Vikings at this stage in the campaign. And it's showing. But remember, this army has to go all the way to the gates of Derry, all the way to the gates of the area around York, basically. Those guys almost chased them off the map. And now we've got to assault a pretty well garrisoned fort, but once again, these axemen should make sure it's no problem. So I'm glad I didn't restart the campaign, actually. It's good to take a problem that's arisen and solve it. It doesn't really matter which breach we take. Why am I sending you guys in? Send the thralls to take the arrows. Although actually being close to the walls is probably good for our safety. These are cairns, and I am a little bit worried about taking javelin fire. Cairns are very short-range javelinmen. They're difficult to use but can cause immense damage if they manage to actually throw their javelins. So once we're through the walls, we have to move quickly and tie all these units up in melee. Which is unfortunate because, of course, we're all going to break through at different times. Go, 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 leave nothing to chance. Can't you do that any faster? Push through. I don't want them throwing javelins at us. Okay, good, we managed to suck them into the melee as well. Taking some of the oxygen out of the enemy fight. Pretty sure some of our soldiers got crushed by the walls as they came down there. These casualties are not sustainable. Try and take down the fort before the enemy
general
army
has
goes
been
down.
slain, and even now his body is being borne away.
I'm pretty sure this is worth extra money if we can pull it off. It's gonna be close! Haha! Gaboon! It's good to be evil. Yes, yes, yes. We're leaving. Oh. Maybe we're not leaving. Right, what is this? It's a bunch of spearmen. Right, a bunch of leaderless spearmen can be dealt with. I'm going to send reinforcements to Dalriada, and we're going to confront this rebellion. I'm not scared of this Scottish rabble. The rest of my army is going to Wales as scheduled. I'm training other units, but unfortunately now I'm going to have to sail my navy down because we are going to, well, let's see, I don't need to move the blockade around yet, but at some point I'm going to have to go around to the Lime Sund. Well, no, because we could land at Somerset. Okay, no, we don't need to move the navy around in a hurry. Remember, we're going to be marching overland to attack the Saxons, so we can leave our troops in place for now. That might let me bring some more reinforcements from home. Here we go. I'm hoping that if we keep it under siege for long enough, the castle will fall. Whoops. Okay, we're as high up as we can actually go now. So this is an alternative Dalriada battlefield. Most medieval battlefields, I believe, have two variants. Two different battlefields that you can fight on. Or maybe I'm just an idiot and that's where we should have that's where we would normally deploy. This battlefield does look different. Oh, I know. I think what's happened is that's where we deployed last time, but we're given a different deployment area. Oh, that's clever, because it basically means you've got a different map without it being a different map. Classic example is the developers who didn't have the same resources that modern hardware offered, using innovative solutions to increase the amount of content. I don't think they have any archers, so we just wait until they've climbed too far up the hill, and then we charge down. And basically, we're going to cause a mass rout here. That's the plan. That's going to be... Okay, so we've got a good unit here to charge down the hill. Landsmen will make short work of spearmen. But this has got to be our last season in Scotland. So the AI is understandably reluctant to come straight up the hill at us, but I don't intend to give them another choice. As I said, they are determined to come up the least difficult part of the slope. They're obviously trying to undermine my defense. I'm actually going to have to extend my line here because... Okay, that is too good a target to ignore. Unless of course you move out the way of me like that. course, we are winning, but let's not ignore the fact that we are taking down. Right, enough of this. They're on the steepest part of the slope. They're cowardly not to charge now. Don't think I don't see you lot. I'm gonna send the thralls to block them while we deal with the main majority of the main part of their army. I expect this part of the Scottish line will give out soon. Peasants. I'm most worried about my thralls because that's the one place where the Scots will have the quality advantage. I'm not going to stand for long after that. And that's it. Remember, I also have a very good general while they were leaderless. I don't think they'll find much shell struck there. That's a massive impassable mountain. Good riddance. Oh, which means I get to sell more of you. You have to admit, he just wanted to live more than we wanted to kill him. Fantastic! The Welsh didn't even put up a fight. And that's a nice piece of ransom. Look at the money we're building up. We're going to use that to construct our kingdom. Okay. So we're going to put an end to it now. Amazingly, public order is actually recovering. We'll get another unit there next turn. And, well, we've taken everything we want from Wales. Now it's time to attack into Somerset, and we're going for West Saxe. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to leave this army here for now, so that's going to slow us down. Fine, I'm still determined to destroy the Scottish unit production. You know what? It doesn't matter. The Irish get to live another day. They still got their troop production. So this is partially due to my lack of planning. I didn't appreciate the fact that we'd have to repeatedly storm castles. And my idea was just to very quickly attack and destroy the troop production buildings. But of course, that's you have to actually storm the castles, and I have to actually remember to storm the castles and not just head off after one bout of raiding. Oh, that's what threw me off, because we did take the province completely. So I don't know why the stockade survived. Not the stockade, but the warrior hold survived. Probably because the province wasn't taken by storm, it was taken without a fight. So the Vikings didn't burn down the administrative building. Oh, that's going to have happened in Wales as well, isn't it? Oh well. Hopefully it's not too much. They won't be able to rebuild too quickly. I'm not that worried about the Irish and Welsh anyway. It's generally the Anglo-Saxon factions that give you the most trouble. Maybe I should have... No, because the reason I'm doing the Anglo-Saxon factions last is because that's where I'm going to have to march across land. Right, we're not going to knock down a section of the enemy's walls until we're our own men this time. Right! Wait until the stockade comes down, and then you can kill all the archers you want. In fact, why don't you guys go for the warrior hold while we're doing this? Nope! Uh-oh. Stop! Stop! Do not destroy that wall! Whew. Just attack it. Just get into the settlement. No more mucking around. Another second and that entire wall would have come down on our soldiers. So we're not going to get the warrior hold in time. Don't know if it matters. Maybe taking the warrior hold doesn't actually do anything to give you more florins. It might just be houses. Yeah, we don't really care that they're taking back the land. That was never the plan. And this is why I wanted to have everyone on hand. Right. You know what? We can wait. Let's not go to Somerset just yet. And thankfully, because I've preserved my lines of communication, I can bring in reinforcements. So, we're still training troops, archers now, that's fine. Let's work on an armourer now. And in Jutland, we'll get a boat builder. And... Or I could be a maniac and charge an enemy. No, no. I don't want to risk my heir, so I'm going to set into a different army. We'll wait the turn. Fine. That's not fine. That might cause us problems. Okay, public order's still maintained, so we'll accept that for the minute. So I've got my faction heir. I'm going to... let's see. I'm actually going to give him command of an army. Because I don't want to risk looting. Okay. Put him in with this army here and don't lose him, but we're going to have to select. Oh, you know what? Just keep him out of trouble. We're going to have to consolidate into one army anyway. Dalriada's back in Scottish hands, but it doesn't matter. We took West Seax without problems. Of course, our reinforcements now can't reach us. We're now going to break because we're not expecting any more reinforcements to come in anyway. So we're now going to break the naval. connection, and we're going to sail. The units here are going to withdraw to the North Sea, and these troops here are these ships here. Well, let's see. Probably still faster for them to sail back around the Orkneys. But these naval units are going to sail all the way around. And at this point I'm going to say it's partially just for the adventure. They can say they've circumnavigated the... get rid of that fort. They can say they've circumnavigated the island. So we're now going to storm into Wicca. I'm actually going to avoid the centres of troop reduction. And we'll just replenish our recruitment for the moment. Can't stop us in Middlesex. More bandits. Straight for the jugular, we're going for Mears. But the Mercians can't stop us. We had to put them under siege though, so that's going to slow me down a little bit. But no mercy for the Mercians. We're going straight for the castle. I don't even care what's inside. There's only a couple of tail militia in there anyway. Let's see. We have ships in the Anglesey. Oh, Anglesey. That's where that comes from. Yes, I kind of already knew that. We'll start building up our navy, and let's go for... yeah, we can get Viking carls here, but Viking landsmen are more valuable, so we'll go after that. And in Hordaland, we're now going to go after the fort. So that is, of course, the archaic form of Leicester, I'd imagine. That's going to be our king. The other unit of Viking huscarls is going to be told to hold back, because I don't want to risk my heir. Especially in a siege battle where a castle wall may spontaneously fall on them. Seriously, the architecture has been more dangerous than the Anglo-Saxons so far. I don't think we have to worry about any other units. Let's just break into the settlement from all sides, torch the fort, and get back out of here. Wouldn't it be funny if my king died under a castle wall? That has happened to me before. There's a glitch where if you attack the wall, it can actually fall on the soldiers who knocked it down. One thing we have to watch out with these urban militia is that they are armor piercing. Now, a lot of my troops are wearing armor, so these units may prove more resilient than you'd expect, especially since they seem to have a decent commander. They've got a lot of banners, or they're just very good troops. Which you might think very good troops in urban militia as an oxymoron, but high valor units are dangerous. And so, it became less so in medieval too, Total War, but up till Rome, including Rome itself, experience was very overpowered. Units with lots of experience gained one more attack, one more defense, and one morale for every experience point they had, basically. Oh goodness, it's showing. We've got an actual fight in our hands here. So landsmen are coming to the rescue here, but we're losing a lot of men in this unit of Viking landsmen. I can afford to bleed a bit. I mean, I've just obliterated military production on the British Isles. The campaign's going to slow down a little bit after this as we start going about the business of actually building an empire here. And it means I don't have to pay the upkeep costs on them. But we lost a lot more men in that assault than we lost in previous ones. We almost completely destroyed this fort. There's one stockade standing. But that is it. No, it's not it yet. The Scots apparently want to ally with us after all of that. Fine. And we're going to attack. Let's see. Could actually go after Lindesey and go after that little bit of troop reduction as well. But I'm in a hurry and I don't want to let the Northumbrians build up strength. So we're going to go after Northumbria. And this is where we should position troops in the Bayern Sea, because we're now ready to evacuate. Now our ships should finally also be making their way back around to the North Sea, having triumphantly circumnavigated the oceans. Had I been more organised, I could have had reinforcements waiting for them there. You know what, with that in mind, I am going to go after Lindesey. Let's just knock out that last bit of infrastructure, and don't forget to destroy the fortified village. Unfortunately, the Northumbrians are using the opportunity to reinforce. Yes, yes. Whoops. We've left one of our heirs behind. Okay, how are we going to do this? I think at this point we're in a strong enough position that I can both end the siege here and drop an army on the Norwegian capital. So, let's... our heir could do with some experience here. I'm going to put a sizable force under his command. No, because I'm going to actually put it under the command of this unit here. And the reason I'm putting Lord Ragnar in charge is so I don't mistake him for another unit. This is a very distinctive unit, I know to hold it in reserve. These three units are all interchangeable and I don't know which one is led by Lord Ragnar on the battlefield. So I need him to be recognisable so I know not to use that unit in melee too vigorously. We have our shipyard and I want to... Let's try and get some decent infrastructure in Jutland first. Before we start building up our economy there. Okay, got them under siege. Mercy has lost. And we've only got peasants in Lindesey, so this should be short. It's fine, don't care about the weather. I'm not going to hang around with this one, it's only peasants. I want straight through the front door. I don't care if it brings in money, I'm burning this down for fun.
The enemy general has been slain, and even now his body is being borne away.
Wasteful? Yes. Increasing my own casualties? Yes. Fun? You bet. Why do I have the funny feeling I forgot to get an evac ready for Lundacy? Oh, that's fine. Yeah, okay, that's fine. We can just march up into Derry because we're going to have to take it and destroy it anyway. In fact, while this army holds down the siege, we're going to go after Béarnese as well. I don't like all the infrastructure they've managed to build up here. Okay. Right, let's start to develop another part of my plan because I actually don't intend to take England first. We're going to set up our initial base in Ireland, or at least that's the plan. So once again, I'm going to start setting up my naval vessels to facilitate such a move. Of course, at this point we're building more naval vessels in general, so I can start to think about just making the whole of the British coast available to me. And they're not even standing the ground in Béarnese. We've taken it. Oh, great. Okay. I had hoped, yeah, but the public order dived. But we'll tear down the infrastructure in Béarnese. And why not? Let's actually finish this. You know what? We've done enough damage. I'm going to call that a success there because, frankly, I'm running out of time. We have obliterated most of the military infrastructure on the island. I will probably have to keep striking periodically to keep my enemies down, but a lot of their income and most importantly their troop production is annihilated. We're going to invade Ireland next time to set up a secure and prosperous base of operations with which we can harass the rest of the mainland. I've been Napoleon Complex. Thank you for watching this tour of England and Ireland and Wales and Scotland, and I will see you in the next one. Farewell.